Hello, this is WNDM Radio. Email us at ndmstudentmedia@gmail.com. So, trending in the past couple days has been the Aaron Hernandez thing. So, what's your take on it?
Well, Aaron Hernandez had a troubled past in Florida, and apparently he didn't break his former troubled ties, and they carried him, and they followed him to New England. Apparently now he's in some pretty big trouble. A homicide of a former semi-football player from the area found dead in a wooded area a mile from his home, and for the past couple weeks, now going on close to a month, investigators have been wondering who's the cause of Odin Lloyd's death.
Well, I mean, what the police are disclosing is that either he knows a lot about it or he's a murderer. What do you think about that?
Well, Hernandez has been in trouble for using drugs, and he's also been caught a couple other times with some questionable people. So I don't think Hernandez would be a murderer because Bill Belichick's pretty good about the backgrounds of his players. I don't think he'd be a murderer, but I do think he knows something about the situation.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And also with the Florida thing, I heard about how he threatened another man at Florida. And I guess that's going to be carrying on at New England. So, yeah.
Troubling situation there,
Yeah.
considering all the other concern with the Patriots, their injured tight end Gronkowski. So if they miss Hernandez and Gronkowski, that offense might not be as explosive as it normally is.
Yeah. Also, it sounds very suspicious that actually someone would he would actually get someone to clean his house a couple days before the police come in. That's really suspicious. And also breaking his cell phone, giving it to the police, and then totally rigging his security system. That's definitely pretty. It sounds like she's probably a suspect. He knows a lot about it.
He at least knows a whole lot about the subject. Also in Boston sports, Doc Rivers being traded in a rare but legal coach player trade to the Los Angeles Clippers. What do you know about that?
Well, actually, Doc Rivers was traded for a future first-round pick from the Clippers, and I think he'll really gel with the Clippers because I think he's going to really help mature Blake Griffin and make Chris Paul more of like a Rajon Rondo as he was to Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Kendrick Perkins at one point, and I think it'll be really good for him.
Well, the Celtics, despite the Clippers seemingly getting a very good coach, the Celtics now lose the model of their past era, Doc Rivers. How will his presence be missed in that locker room?
Well, I think he really sets down the line of what to do in their game plan, what not to do. And I think really they were very defensive-minded, and I think they were very much of a mature group, and they didn't have a lot of young guys, and I thought their maturity carried them a long way when they really didn't have the athleticism and the strength to actually go through the whole season. So that would definitely be a loss. And also, I would be thinking that they would be going for coaches like Lionel Hollins, even Vinny Del Negro from the Clippers. I think that would definitely be an idea. Also, George Karl is very much like Doc Rivers. So,
how do you think this hurts the Celtics' chances of even competing for the division next year?
Well, I really think it's going to hurt a lot because they have the Knicks and they have the Brooklyn Nets in their division. That's definitely going to be very hard. But also the Brooklyn Nets are looking for a coach themselves because in the season they fired Avery Johnson and they also fired P.J. Carlesimo at the end of the season. So we'll see what happens. But I feel like the Knicks are going to be very much of a contender in their division and also for the next year's NBA championship.
And how do you feel with Doc Rivers no longer being the Celtics coach? How do you think this affects the Celtics not just next year but in the future? Does the current players on the Celtics, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, are their futures also tied with Doc Rivers?
Well, I would have to say that the futures are really tied in with Doc Rivers because they played most of their career with Doc Rivers at head coach. So, and I feel like their days are very limited with them being veterans and Kevin Garnett playing since '95. And Paul Pierce playing since 2000. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see what happens in the future and going from there.
And this
This is WNDM Radio. Email us at ndmstudentmedia@gmail.com. And